Hi, I'm Brenda from the Homeschool Files, and today we're going to talk about how to make your homeschool more active, including PE credits and PE class. This video is for the people that are wondering how to handle homeschool PE, even if it's at elementary, middle school, or high school for credit, and also those who have really wiggly active learners. So it's kind of a smash up, and I'm just putting it all under the umbrella of being active in our homeschool, active kids, okay? And how to do that better, all right? So I've got several things for you today. I'll try to get through them really quickly. We're going to start with PE. Of course, that stands for physical education. And I recently saw a post on social media of somebody, it was a homeschool mom, I'm pretty sure, kind of mocking other homeschool parents. Why do y'all refer to playing as PE? Like, get over yourself. It's just playing. I get where she was coming from, but I don't know if she's aware that in some states, PE class is a required course. So if you are required by your state to teach PE, even in kindergarten, then that's something you do have to concern yourself with. How do we get PE credits? How do we say that we have had a PE class? Okay. So of course, my first thing I'm going to say, like I do all the time, you must follow your state homeschool laws. To find those, go to hslda.org. I'll put that on the screen somewhere. And you need to click on legal and then click on your state. And then you'll know, is PE required? And in what grade levels is it required for me? I live in a state where it is not required, but when we get to high school level, we try to make sure we have 2 years of PE credits on their transcript. And that's just like kind of the minimum standard for colleges. Where did I get 2 years? I looked at what high school graduation requirements were in my state. I know we're not following what the public schools do, but it's a kind of a guideline to look at. So for all of my kids, I've tried to make sure they have 2 credits of PE in high school. Now, if your kids play sports, you've got this in the bag. Are they already in gymnastics, baseball, jiu-jitsu, any number of things, swimming, whatever they're in? Does that count? Yes. I can't tell you for your exact individual state homeschool requirements, but if you're just trying to make a PE class, make some PE credit, yes, this is going to count. Again, I'm not trying to tell every state what your requirements are. I can't memorize all 50 states, but if you're trying to make high school credit, then yes, if they're involved in sports, those hours count, okay? That counts towards that. Well, how many hours do we need? All right, to get a full credit, you need 120 to 180 hours over the course of a year or so. A half credit would be half of that. 60 to 90 hours would be a half credit in PE. And so we strive to make that. With my kids, we are not super sporty in our family. They're not involved in a lot of team sports. They have not been. They have been in gymnastics and things like that, pretty recreationally. And so we just kind of accumulated the PE hours that we needed. And maybe it took more than 1 year, but when they hit 120 or 180, boom, we had a credit in PE. And so we just kept a log in a notebook, and I just had them write down what was your activity and how long did you do it on what date. And that's really what you need to do, is just write down what you've done, okay? Now, let's talk about the different things that you could do, because if they're not involved in sports, you might need to get a little more creative like me. So let's think, all right? Anything that breaks a sweat, and you don't literally have to break a sweat, because we go to a gym with homeschool friends this year, and it's indoors and it's air conditioned. So we're probably not going to break a sweat, but is she being active? Yes, she's being active. So when I say break a sweat, I'm kind of just using that as a term. So walking, this counts. We did a lot of walking during the shutdown, during the pandemic, during COVID. We did a lot of walking because it was something we could get out of our house and do. We counted it. Every time we went walking or hiking or on a trail or in the neighborhood, it counted. Riding bikes, swimming, running, hiking, going to the driving range and hitting golf balls. It's a great thing to do, even if you don't really know how to play golf that well. Fitness classes, lifting weights, walking on a treadmill, stretching, doing a fitness workout that's on YouTube. I have some great links for that, and I'm going to put those in the description. Okay. My oldest daughter really, really loved Refit, and it's a great workout. I thought they were really hard. I could not keep up. My 40 something year old self was dying in the background. I definitely needed the modified version, but my teenagers absolutely loved those workouts. So that was something to think about. For the younger kids, PE Bowman was so much fun. We did so many of those when she was younger. I'll put those links in there. There's a few others I may find. And those are just something you can turn on YouTube right there in your living room and go. And that counts for PE. It's really great, especially when it's rainy and it's not good weather to go out. You can get your PE stuff done inside that day. I actually learned that taking a CPR course can count towards this as well. Horseback riding, bowling, certain parts of camping could apply. Yard work, I mean, they went down and raked leaves for a few hours for my dad one year, and I was like, PE, I'm writing it down. They're working, they're active. This is, moving their bodies. Playing basketball, shooting hoops, roller skating, ice skating, any of that. Playing active games with friends, playing Wii games. I know we're so old fashioned at our house. We have a Wii. Okay. We still have a Wii. If they're playing Wii games, that's really fun. I didn't know we were that old fashioned. Just as a little aside, we've had a Wii for years and we just love it. And I have a big stretch of ages in my house. You know this. My older kids were 12 and 8 when the baby was born. Well, they always had friends come over. Hey, you want to play Wii? Yeah, let's play Wii. Their friends had Wii at their house as well. Well, it happened this year. My youngest daughter had someone come over. She knows all about Wii. My daughter does because she plays it with her very much older sisters and very much older cousins. And her friend said, "What's Wii?" And we all went, "Oh, wow." We might be a little bit behind times, but we count. Okay. So you may think of other things that you do as a family that is active and that you may, be able to count and do that. You can use some books or like learning. It's kind of rare to do that, but maybe you want to fit health into this. You can kind of slip some of that in. Reading a book about physical fitness and like what good it does for your body. I mean, that can count towards this too a little bit. I mean, you can put some of that in there. It is a class. So, nutrition could be thrown in there a little bit. However, you can do it, but you've got to equal the right number of hours to call it a credit. Now, you might want to set a goal for your kids, or your kids may want to set their own goal. One year I had one of my daughters. We didn't really stick with it, but she was doing the couch to 5K? Is that what it used to be called? So it was an actual program where it told you what to do each day. That was kind of nice because it was broken down for her. Oh, we did water aerobic workouts in the pool. I mean, like just whatever you can come up with. But if they want to go like, hey, I want to run a marathon one day, or I want to, do this turkey trot on Thanksgiving or whatever, and they want to work up to that, well, that's great. Count every hour that they spend getting ready for that event. That's a great thing. Okay. So just log it, keep written down what you've done and kind of document what you're doing. Now I'm going to link a great article. I really can't say it any better. Lee Binz The Homescholar. She is the elite homeschooling high school person to go to. Her website is full of amazing information, and I've learned everything I know about high school from her. She has a great article about how to document homeschool PE credits. I'm going to put that in the description. She says a lot of really important things on there that I'm not covering in this video. So if you are somebody who's looking for high school credit information for PE, please check out that article. Okay. All right. So if it's not PE for credit or because it's a state requirement, then what kind of activeness are we talking about in homeschool and why would we worry about it? I'll tell you why. It's because brains work better when there has been activity. When they are sitting all day, listening, being quiet, doing their book work, their brain is going to check out. If you have just brought your kids home from public school, this is going to be kind of new to all of you. They are used to sitting for long stretches of time, being quiet, or that's what they're supposed to be doing, and just really no activity. They can't let 20-something kids get up and jump around the room very much during the day. It's not feasible. But you can homeschool parents, okay? You can let this activity happen in your house and it will help them learn, all right? We want to get the wiggles out of them before they start school. We want them to be active. We don't want them to get in trouble for wanting to move, especially when they're little. They need to move, okay? So my advice is if it doesn't have to be written, then do it instead, all right? If it doesn't have to be written, have them do it instead. I'm going to give you some examples, okay? So let's say that your child is learning the difference between to, T-O, and T-O-O. And I realize there's another one also. All right, instead of having them do a worksheet where they have to circle the correct form of to and to, have them stick these little sticky notes on their hands or their feet. My daughter liked to do it that way. And you call out the sentences. We went to the store. And they hold up the right one. Great job. All right. I want to go to. Great job. All right. Now we're being active. They can stand up while they do this. They can put their hand up in the air, whatever they want to do. They're not just sitting and circling a worksheet. Can you see this would be a lot more fun? Okay. Post-it notes are going to be your secret friend. There's other ways you can use them. You can write even numbers on them or odd numbers and then have one of your older kids, or you can do it, stick them all over the house, kind of hiding. And then you tell them, all right, we're going on a number hunt. You need to run around and find all the even numbers. And you can stick a few odd numbers in there too, so that they have to pay attention. Ready, set, go. And you can use your timer and they get to run around the house finding all of the even numbers. You've got odd numbers up also, so they have to check for it and make sure. And let me just real quick, I have a way to teach that that's so easy and it always works so well with my kids. If they're having trouble with even and odd, I'm just really quick. What you do is if you do buddies. So let's say the number is 14. You teach them only look at the second number and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put them together. Does everybody have a buddy? Okay, it's even. Let's do the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put them together. Oh, somebody's left over. That number's odd. Just a little quick way. So they can run around the house, check with their fingers, grab up the Post-it note. If it's even, bring it back to you. No more worksheet here. We can get up and do that. And they've proven, hey, you understand even numbers. Great job. I'm just going to check that workbook page in the book and say, we did this actively. I'm just going to make a note. We did this, in person or whatever. Okay. Spelling words. Give them a dry erase marker and let them go write those words on the window or on the sliding glass door. Okay. It's much more fun than writing them on paper, sitting at the table all the time. Sometimes you need them to do that. If the activity is for writing or handwriting, then of course they need to sit down, sit up straight and do their very best handwriting, their very best writing. But if the activity is, can you spell this word correctly? Then let's let them go write it on the wall. I mean, not the wall, the window. And then yes, those clean right off. Give them some glass cleaner and a wet paper towel or something and let them clean the window. It's a win-win for you. Now your house is clean. Are you working on subtracting on a number line? Get out in the driveway, get the sidewalk chalk, draw a big number line and have them physically jump to the number and just shout out the answer. Okay. This is way better than taking their pencil and jumping on a number line. Now you may want to do that also so that they transfer what we did in the driveway to what you're doing on paper. See, it's the same thing, but let's start with doing it big. Let's start with active movement. Okay. All right. You can toss a ball back and forth while answering questions. If they catch the ball, they have to answer a question, or if they drop the ball, they have to answer whatever. Here's some cubes that I've had for years. They came in a set of 4. I don't remember where I got them, but I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. And the inserts are changeable. And these are just little cards I had in here from who knows when. We have plus and negative numbers on them, and you can just change out whatever's in there. You can study any subject with these. They're 6-sided and there's 4 of them. You can roll them and you can have them add the numbers real quick, or roll them and let them subtract the numbers, multiply, whatever. You can put spelling words in here. You can put phonics sounds. You can do whatever you want to do. Your limitations are just your imagination, just use whatever you can, but stand up and roll these on the ground instead of doing a worksheet. So much more fun. Mr. Potato Head can be used for spelling or for math problems, I suppose. I don't know what to call it. It's like strip poker, but for Mr. Potato Head. So he starts out with all his parts, and when they miss one, he loses a part. It's just kind of fun. They can stand up. They can be the one to pull his hat off, pull his eye off, whatever. It's just a fun way to do it, not in a workbook. Okay. Standing up, actually doing it. Allow them to go to stand when they're doing their work, even if it is on paper, if it's not a handwriting grade, as long as you can read it and they're trying to be neat, they can stand up and do that work. They can go outside to do some work. You can let them jump on a little mini trampoline while they're answering questions. If you can handle that level of chaos. Now, having said all that, there are times when you need them to sit down and listen and be still. And you're going to need to signal that to them. You might need to use, sign language for sit, sign language for whatever. And you say, hey, this is a sitting activity. Okay. And so I'm going to need you to listen and sit still for this. So let's do something active and get your wiggles out. Great. Now you're good. Have a seat. If they're listening to you read or something, you might want to have them some sewing they can do, maybe the plastic canvas sewing if they're little, crocheting, Legos, Play-Doh, something they can use with their hands while they listen. Maybe they can color, whatever. And just say, hey, this is a quiet activity. Let's pull something out of our drawer for you to do while you listen. And there's times when, hey, this is a writing activity. I need you to do your very best writing. So I'm going to put on some soft music over here. We're going to sit at the table together and we're going to write. Okay. And then after we write, we'll get up and do another active activity. Everything can't be get up and go, but we have to intersperse that through the day so that they're not sitting forever. Okay. So we have to teach both types of learning. Hey, you're going to need to sit sometimes and be quiet, but not all the time. I promise you there'll be another activity where you can get up and have a break. Okay. It's just not a free for all. So I believe kids learn best when they are actively engaged. And when we make them sit and be quiet and do worksheet after worksheet after worksheet or watch video after video, they are not being engaged. They need to physically do things. I know that you know your learners best. Some kids are really happy doing workbooks and worksheets. Some kids need more movement. You know your kids, but play around with this and see how they do with it. It does get harder as they get older, okay? But you still can change locations. They may still have more table work to do, but go to the library and do it. Go to the park, and that way they can take a break and walk around the track a little bit. Okay, come back, let's do some work. Get up and sit somewhere else with them. Go sit on the back porch. Maybe go to the living room and sit on the couch for a change. Whatever. Let them change their location, change their environment a little bit, and keep getting that work done. We can't just sit at the same spot every day, all day. It would drive me crazy. So let's see if I've covered everything. I think I have. So, one more thing about older kids. You are sometimes busy with the younger kids and you don't have as much time to do something with them. And so a great thing to do is say, hey, here, go record yourself. Here's my phone. Go record yourself answering these questions. Like maybe it's history or something that they have to do instead of making them write them. Okay. Let them do it orally. You're busy. Let them record themselves. And then you can watch their video that they made or listen to their voice note and you can grade their work right then. And you can go over it with them and be like, yep, you got number 1 correct, but number 2, you didn't quite have right. Let's listen to what you said. Okay, let me tell you what you needed to have done differently on that question. So those are just some ways to make learning a little more fun. Again, even when they're older, if they don't have to write it, don't make them all the time. There is a time and a place. They absolutely need to do it sometimes. It's great practice. But sometimes, hey, we've got a lot going on today. You know what? Let's just do these questions out loud together. And they'll probably be like, great, that saves me a lot of time. Yeah, it really will. It'll save everybody a lot of time. So whether you're needing to implement PE in your day because it's required, or you're looking for high school PE credits, or you're just wanting to make your homeschool more active, there's a lot of things you can do and a lot of ways to do that. And I hope that this has given you some ideas to try out in your homeschool. And if you have any great suggestions for everyone else, please put them in the comments below. If you've got a great way to get your kids active and keep them learning. Thank you so much for joining me.